me partnering with integrity means I'm here to stay. As in, I love this industry. I'm more excited about it than I have ever been. As a matter of fact, I am like the tail number on my jet. I'm in 24/7. Are you?
We all got the same amount of time, and it's going to take a time, and it depends on how we use our time. But what do you got your mind set on? What do you got your mind set on? I love what Ray said earlier, and that's why Mike had her say it, because it's what you got your mind set on is what you're going to get. And she's got her mind set on agency manager by the end of November. And it's going to take time, and it's going to take money, and it's going to take patience. And Mike, I love that I have an opportunity to be a partner with $1 billion company. I said it at the agency managers meeting in Tampa. I was glad to hear your wife repeat what I had said at one of these meetings, I think at TWC about a month back, because it resonated. And it is something that's major, and all of us have an opportunity to grab it.
World, watch. You're going to see something you ain't never seen before. Is about ready to see what the Alliance can do, baby.
Alaska, baby. The last great frontier. Maybe, I don't know, Alaska. It's cold up there, that's why I got my jacket on, and they got ice glaciers. We're going to cruise Alaska. It's not just a cruise, it's a journey. The ovation of the seas. We are going cruising. And where are we going while we're cruising in Alaska? Juneau. Yes, I know, it's Juneau. It is the largest capital in the United States of America. You're gonna see orcas, you're gonna see humpback whales, you're gonna see them sea dogs, you're gonna see the sea sails, you're gonna see everything up in Juneau, because Juneau. Have you ever been dog sledding? You get on the back of the sled. Oh, look, or you down like this right here. You like this right here. There's a country song that says, if I never get to see the Northern Lights, I bet you go on this cruise, you're gonna get to see the Northern Lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Brought to you today in beautiful Dallas, Texas. Now, let's hear for our special guest host and integrity partner, Paul Roberts. Thank you, Billy.
All right, gang. We've got an incredible lineup for you today. I'm very proud to have this group of people on my team, part of my life. Just absolutely honored that at such young ages, they've joined and decided they want to do something great with their lives. I wish when I was their age, I wish I was so proud of myself like they are themselves, in a good way, not in a horrible way, but they're very confident. Their self-image is high. That doesn't mean it's high all the time. That doesn't mean they're confident all the time. That just means they battle and they battle and they battle and they hang out with the right people to put themselves in a place of winning. So before we get into these great, I call them the future. They're all the future. I called Caleb the future, and he goes, "You're calling everybody the future now." So, well, I mean, if you're like 22, 23, you're the future, bro. That doesn't mean you're not the future no more. It's just we got more future. I'm getting older. I'm 51 now. I need some people to do some heavy lifting, right? All right, let's get into some leaderboards, Miss Shia Ray, as Siri calls you. All right. 40, 45. See, this is why you need the future, because I'm having a hard time reading that. I need you, because you 22.
Wait, where are you looking?
Let's do, so these are all the folks that have won the 40-40 contest all the way. It looks like all the way down to Jerry and Cassie Burbage. Congratulations. Marty D, you have won as well. Jose C, Dennis L, Mike and Noel have won. Adam and Beth, DH. I like that's kind of like your KK. KK, I got DH. I got Eric and Bobby Belair. I got Christian Z, Mike and Carrie Williams. And now we're moving up to folks that have won. Go up to my categories so I can see. So we got hoodie winners, pants winners, hat winners, tumbler winners, and bonus submissions. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know what that means, but here we go.
So Paul, that column is calculated wrong, but that's how many times people have sent us extra submissions. So Megan Wood has sent us 9 additional submissions, and it's 532 after that.
She deserved a dun, dun, dun. That's good. All right, but where was I? I was somewhere. Mike and Carrie Williams. No, I was Eric and Bobby. Christian Z. Mike and Carrie Williams. They've won 4 categories. That's pretty cool. Dalen S. has won 4 categories. Jan M., that's Jan Miller. I know who that is. She's won 4 categories. Sean and Letty Reve, our beautiful friends out of San Antonio, Texas. Andy Ruiz helps them out, and they help him out. Alan H., Janina Wilson, Jessica P., Robert W., Steve M., part of the Adam and Beth's team. They're Adam and Beth. Good job. Y'all got a lot of people in here. Terry and Tia Edwards, part of the Terry and Tia Edwards. TNT. Tatiana says they're TNT around here. So we got 2 TNTs around here. James Alston out of San Diego, California. He's won 4 categories. Alfonso T. has won 4 categories. Jake and Veray, my good friends Jake and Veray, have also won in all 4 categories. Chris M. has also won in 4 categories. My good buddy Chris and Courtney Long, they've also won 4 categories. Joseph Dukes has won all 4 categories. So they've won a hoodie, pants, a hat, and they got a tumbler.
Wow.
Like they didn't got to figure out what they got to wear every morning. They just put on their clothes. They're ready to go. All the deciding we got to do, they just put on some NAA gear and they're ready to roll.
They're ready to rock.
That's right. Tim and Nikki Long, they also won all 4. Sabrina F. also won all 4. Jared Gonzalez also won all 4. Stephanie R. also won all 4. I'm starting to see a trend here. I get this figured out. I've only been watching this show for about 15 years. But I want to teach y'all something. If your last name is there, see how some people's last name isn't there?
Right.
Do you know why some people's last names are there and some aren't?
Why?
They've reached agency manager status.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you want your last name up in there, you get one of these rings.
Right.
Can you do that for me?
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
All right, cool.
January.
All right. Now you made me forget where I was. I was trying to teach it. I was at Jera. Stephanie R. That's where I was. Gus and Mercedes have won all 4. James and Pam have also won all 4. Mindy S. has also won all 4. And look at this. We got last names now. Jake and Belle Krause, because they got one of these.
Right.
They got one of
them
these.
now.
With me now. They got one of these right there, right? Jake and Belle Krause. Jason and Olga Mathis also got one of these. Yeah. And I believe Megan Wood has one, but maybe not. But Megan W. All right. So congratulations to all the 40-40 winners. Way to go. Way to make it happen. Way to lead from the front. We appreciate you. The FNG study group. How many more days? We got just a few more days of this, I believe. I want to say you said 6 days. So you got a chance to sneak up in there and win this contest and be part of the study group. I think they're doing this in beautiful Florida. If I'm not mistaken, the most gorgeous island in Florida. But you want to win this for sure. So who all's won this? We got rookies, veterans. We got Reds. And everybody on here won. Tia, is that what you're saying to me?
So the top 7,
Top 7.
they have won.
Okay.
And then you see 1, 2, 3. So basically how the contest was set, we said 7 veterans can win and up to 7, 8, 9, 10 rookies could win. So the rookies can knock out a veteran. And as you can see, they are kicking butt and doing just that.
Okay.
So instead of there only being 3 rookie winners, there are 7 rookie winners so far. So the vets, if you want to sneak up in there, you have until the end of this month to do so.
In this month, in August 31st.
Yep.
Okay. And this is a trip to beautiful Florida, correct?
That is correct. You'll have dinner on the beach at Andy and Jane's house.
Ooh, baby.
Training, other meals. I think they're going to a brewery. Lots of good stuff.
That's good. Okay. So let me read off the winners so far. We got the rookies and we got the veterans. So the top 3 rookies are Maddie and McGill, Mitchell, and Joseph T. So those are our rookies so far that have won, are winning the trip to go out to beautiful, beautiful Treasure Island. And our veterans that have won so far, but I hear from my dear friend Shy Ray. She says y'all could get kicked out. That ain't cool, but she said it. Joseph Dukes and my good friend Venus is on there. I like that, Venus Dukes. And then, oh boy, see, you should study the names before you do a call like this because I don't know how to say that. Do you know how to say that?
AWA.
AWA it is. AWA, congratulations. You're a veteran and you're going to go hang out on beautiful Treasure Island. Shavonda.
These, Paul, these are rookies that have knocked out vets. So,
oh, dear
Lord.
Lord.
Yeah, they're kicking the vets out.
I see now. Holy mackerel. So Where are my veterans? So it's only Marvin and Julicia? No, I got Douglas Becker up in there. Right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Veteran. Because you got a veteran over there on the right-hand side. You made it easy for me. Anybody can do this, Brandon. So that's why I don't know how to say her name, Awa. And then Siobhan is also a rookie. So they are actually kicking out the veterans. I got you. Marisol, rookie, kicking out the veterans. Rock on, Marisol. Douglas B, I'm almost positive I know who this is. He's a veteran. He's winning. Marvin and Julicia Otzoy, they winning. And then coming, number 1 is a rookie.
A rookie.
A rookie.
Yeah.
Like you're a rookie right now, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Say that, I'll let, since you a rookie, I'm going to let you do number 1. You do number 1 for me. Come on, rookie.
Narasim.
Yeah, exactly. Number 1. So that means she's beating out all the veterans, right?
Right.
That's crazy. Congratulations. We're going to talk about starting fast and getting going today. So congratulations, y'all. Now let's talk Alaska. I should not mess these leaderboards up. Come on, Paul. Pull yourself together. Let's see. You want to do all of them? How many we got up in there? We got a lot. No, let's just do the new. That's what we do. Jake and Belle Krause are new, and they're going to Seattle. Yeah, baby. Any new people actually win the trip, Miss Shy Ray? Oh, yeah, we got 3 new winners. Okay. We got Olga and Jason Mathis, our new winners. They're going to Alaska with us next year. Jared Gonzalez. It's funny, as I'm saying these names, I'm picturing Paris, because we've all been to Paris together, me and Olga and Jason and Jared. I'm picturing, and then Jared and Cassie also went. I'm picturing all these places we've already been. And what I want for y'all's lives really is to be was it Aruba or was it Grand Cayman? Was it Fiji or was it Hawaii? Because I just want your life to be that every single year. To me, winning the trip is it's a non-negotiable. You got to win, because that's where all the memories are made. That's where you get to kind of take a deep breath and realize, man, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna make this thing work. And so congratulations to the 3 new winners, Olga and Jason Mathis, Jared Gonzalez, and Jerry and Cassie Burbage. Way to rock and roll. So we're going to have us a party in Alaska. There's still a lot more time, a lot of new people getting started. No kidding. You could win. Oh, we're going to do managers? And we don't have no new ones, do we? All right. Extreme Alaska leaderboards. All right. Thank you. Shia Ray, you're awesome. When I say, hey, Siri, call Tia, she calls her Shia.
Shia.
Shia. So that's why I'm calling her Shia. Let's get this party started. I have, I live a very blessed life in that I get to hang out with great people, and it's fun. It's exciting to hang out with people that want to win. I will say this, and I'll repeat it a couple times. Winning isn't always being on top of the leaderboards. Winning is showing up. Winning is showing up with a smile on your face when you're not on the top of the leaderboards. Winning is staying positive and being a positive role model in your community when you're not winning. You're not on top of the leaderboards. That's winning. And I'm going to get way more in depth in that as this call goes on. But I got to preface that because there's winners that keep showing up, but they're just not at the top of the leaderboards. But they're going to hang around long enough, they're going to win. And I'm going to use some analogies in life, business, my life. And of course, I got to have a NASCAR reference in there as well. But before we get into that, I want to talk to Jacob and Claudia. Claudia's mother and father, thank God they accepted me into their home back in 2017. I had long hair. It was actually up in a man bun.
Right, I've seen it.
You seen it?
Yeah.
You seen it? Yeah, and you're still here. All right, that's good. That's good. He's got vision too. And so I was blessed that I was able to go to Abel and Alma's house and talk to them. I think they had almost 40 people in their house that night. I think Alma was trying to figure out what's going on. Like, why are all these people in my home? And, if you treat people with respect and dignity and you show compassion for another human being, love, great things will happen. Be careful of the definition of getting people started fast. Claudia didn't exactly get started fast. That was 2016, 17, and we're now 2021. Let's just say 17. So that's 3, that's 4. So it's 5 years. So is that getting started fast? I don't know. I think it is, just because now she's here and she's blessed us with the wonderful man sitting beside her, Jacob, who we've all fallen in love with. And he's just a great, amazing young man. And so getting started fast is just every day doing the right thing. If I would have gone into that meeting in a bad mood because it wasn't set up correctly, then I wouldn't have these 2 wonderful superstar rock stars on our part of our family, right? And so I just want to talk to them real quick. And so let's talk to both of you, but either one of you answer how you want. But like, y'all have this, like, when I see y'all, there's something in your eyes. It's like determination that you're going to win here. So first, introduce yourselves. Tell us what you did prior to this. And then if you could, tell us what that determination is all about. What is it that you guys are seeing?
Okay, so hi there.
Hey.
I'm Claudia Luna. So I am Alma and Abel Luna's daughter. Go team.
Go team.
And this is Jacob. So really, like you said, I got started in 2017. I got my license. I studied really hard for that. And after that, I was like, I'm not really meant for this. I'm meant to be an accountant. And I went and got my accounting degree, did that for 2-3 years. And I was just like, this isn't it. This is not where happiness lies. This is not where I see myself being ambitious and determined. And so that's when I was like, my parents they're doing amazing in this team. And I just saw how full of life they were. And they invited me and Jacob to dinner. And they were like, hey, let me tell you about this amazing opportunity. And that's when Jacob got on board. And it was just something so different to see how much life was in Jacob and how my parents, there were days when I was like calling my parents and Jacob was like, oh, they're busy today. You're not going to get a hold of them. And I'm like, how have you talked to them more than I have? And so it was just so awesome to see community building just within my own family and with my boyfriend. And then on top of that, just seeing how the community Jacob was joining here in the Alliance and seeing the relationship he was building with you, Paul, and with Phil and with George. And it was just so amazing to see what a family this all was. And back at my 9-to-5, how that wasn't very family oriented. And it was just something like I saw the opportunity here and I saw the opportunity for us to be successful and not successful on our own, but successful as a team. And that was just something that really drew me into the Alliance. And I am, for one, so proud to be here.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Jacob, what about you, my friend?
I mean, after hearing that, who wouldn't want to, be with this lovely lady, right?
Yeah.
So my name is Jacob Mickle, and Claudia's right. I got inundated after a conversation with Abel and Alma. Before I, came on board, I was in the oil field. I had been in hotels, hospitality, customer service had always been my primo, my go-to. And then we started and operated a business during 2020, still in the hotels and hospitality. And I had a conversation with Abel and Alma, Go A-Team. And what they did for work and the love that their team had and the growth that they all had and the friendship and the leadership. If anyone has ever owned their own business, it's tough and you got to do it on your own. You got to do everything on your own while you're getting started. And I got to see that there was a team and there was empowerment and there was so many ways to succeed by just being around people and just showing up. And that felt so powerful. And I just wanted to be a part of that. Yeah. And immediately jumped 2 feet in and here we are.
Yeah. And y'all had y'all strung a couple of good weeks together since you started really rocking and rolling with this, like a 6,000, a 5,000, a 8,000. What does the future look like for you guys?
Continue scaling, continue being around great leaders like yourself, Phil, George, A-Team, and but more importantly, just being around others, learning from others, being with the team, growing and lifting each other up. Mm-hmm. If anyone's ever been in the field, there's some days that are harder than others, and there's some days that are really great. But as long as you're with your team, as long as you're with others, you're gonna get through it, and you're gonna grow faster with the team than by yourself.
Definitely.
We can right there. That's good. Everybody back here is going, that's good. We don't want to go no more.
Bye, guys.
The team. It's so true. And Jacob, what's so cool about you is like you get more out of the team because you're so grateful for the team. One thing I admire about you is the way you honor Abel and Alma. That's pretty cool, the way you honor her family, her parents. And you're going to get more out of that relationship because you do. And here, you're just so grateful to be around. I can feel you, and I know you got bad days. I got it, but you don't really let that come out. You just feel like you're going to get something more if you stay grateful. But it's funny because, and y'all have probably seen it already. We'll have people come to our office because we tell them, listen, if you just hang around the team, it'll take you to new heights. And people will almost come in here demanding stuff, and they're not grateful that they're here. Well, they never get anything, and they seem like, well, I didn't get anything out of today. Well, you tell me how Jacob gets so much out of this deal. You tell me how much Claudia gets so much out of this deal, but you don't. Oh, that's right, because Claudia and Jacob are very grateful for this thing, and that's why you're learning so much and growing so much. And it's going to be a fun. How old are you guys? I forget.
I'm 27.
28.
27, 28. All right. All the future, baby. Glad y'all are here. Y'all want to say anything else to wrap us up there?
The only thing I do want to say is something I did tell you, Paul. Everyone wants to know, what's the key to Paul's success? What is it? And like I told you at the conference that we had, the Rockstar conference, it's your heart. And that's something that we both talked about after seeing you on stage. The way to lead is through acts of kindness, through gratitude, through your heart. And I know that's something that we want to follow after you and also lead by example, because we realize that's the only way to make it in this company. You have to have the heart. Nothing else is going to lead you to the top.
Thank you.
You gotta grow, you gotta learn, but you gotta be grateful and full of joy in everything that you do. Not every day is, super awesome, super happy, but having joy through it, knowing that, all right, I'm with a team, I'm with my loved ones, I get to help people every day, and knowing that and actually living by that, you're going to be successful with that.
Beautiful. Well, thank y'all so much. Thank you, Abel and Alma, for introducing beautiful children to this. It's an awesome responsibility for me. I don't take it lightly. I don't be like, oh, cool, you invited your kids. No, man, to me, it's like an awesome responsibility. Like, I got to perform at a different level now that Abel and Alma trust me on that level. So we're glad you guys are here. All right, let's talk.
We're happy to be here. Thank you.
All right, let's talk to this man right here. What we calling you, B3?
I think we said BF2.
BF2. BF2 in the house. We love this man's energy. He's been coming, hanging out at the office. He's just wanting to soak it all up and be with us and hang out with us. And you kind of fill in when you see something not going right. You helped us on Monday on the sales meeting and putting the numbers up on the board, and that was harder than it looked, huh?
Yeah,
yeah.
That racer was hard on the board.
But he just jumped in and did it. We love having him. How old are you?
I'm 22.
22 years old. And I kind of want if you could tell them a little bit about yourself. And you're very young, but you've had this entrepreneurial spirit a lot. I mean, so at a very young age. So tell them a little bit about yourself and what you did prior to this.
Okay, so prior to this, I was in college at UTA. I studied aerospace engineering. While I was in college, I was working at a oil shop. At that oil shop, I don't know if you guys remember with COVID going on, everybody got fired and stuff. It was just me and my manager because he got to choose one worker he wanted to keep. And we used to work like 70 hours. Honestly, that was like on average what we worked that week. So I was doing that, plus going to school nighttime, online, stuff like that. So I think that's pretty much where working hard came from. And then when I finally left that job, I had a friend of mine, as he was talking about earlier, his name is Dante. He was like, let's go do this. Let's go do this. I know you have a lot of money saved up because all you do is work. And I was like, okay. I trusted him. And we had branched off into, it was actually, we bought some tax homes from an auction.
What are tax homes?
So tax homes are homes that go on foreclosure.
Got it.
And then they get auctioned off by the county.
Okay.
We actually bought like 20, 30 of those. And those houses, you have to wait I think it's like 2 to 3 years before you actually own those houses because they get a chance to pay their taxes back on.
Got it. But
in the meantime, we had started a car business. When we first started this car business, it was on an empty lot. We was probably paying maybe like $400 a month for it. Just recently, about 2-3 months ago, we moved into a bigger lot by the Cowboy Stadium with an office and everything. So it's pretty cool. Now we get to go to real auctions and stuff like that. The dealers get to go to and stuff like that. And it's just growing. That's always been in me, just to grow businesses. That's what I like to do. It's actually like my hobby.
Yeah. So entrepreneur from the very get-go. And your buddy Dante, he kind of came and hung out with us a little bit, never really did anything. But we're still talking to him.
Right.
Yeah, you're still in business with him over there. We want Dante to get started whenever he wants to get started. We don't care, right?
Yeah, I always tease and say he's gonna come back, but we'll see.
Yeah. But we're still gonna love on him. It's how you treat people today that will determine who joins you later. And if he continues to see us honor and take care of Brandon and love on him and speak his future into him, he's 22 years old. That's pretty impressive resume to be buying homes, tax homes, to be purchasing cars at auction. That's pretty impressive at the age of 22. And how old's Dante?
Dante's like he's almost 50.
Almost 50. Thank you for not
I
saying
hope he
he
don't
was
watch
old.
This. He's around it, like 44, 45, maybe around that age.
I just go low. He's 40.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But we like Dante. He's a cool guy. Real cool guy. He came in my office. We called his list of names, and we rocking and rolling. So I'm proud of you. You did something pretty cool last week. You made a commitment to go all the way to travel with Bubba. How far did y'all drive before you set on your very first appointment? Oh, wait. Didn't y'all go to Houston first and run the Dallas session?
I'll explain the whole trip. Okay.
Yeah, explain the whole thing.
The first week we went to Odessa and Midland. We had Dow the day before in Houston. So I think it was like let's say it was a Wednesday. Wednesday, we drove out to Houston, Dow with the team. We set a lot of appointments there. Then we left there and went to Odessa. We stayed in a hotel. We woke up that morning, ran appointments for the next 2 days. We had about 20 of them out there. And then that following day, we had got back later that day, came to the office at bright early in the morning.
And then back in Dallas.
It's back in Dallas.
So Odessa to Dallas. Now, for people that don't understand the size of Texas, Houston to Midland, Odessa, that's a 7-hour drive one way. 7 hour one way. And then 6 to come back to here.
Right.
Keep going.
And then that following week, we had left out again. We went back to Houston, made our dials again, and then we left to Louisiana. And Louisiana, that was the same week as your conference.
Yeah.
So that conference we had got in town. Where was it at again?
New Braunfels.
New Braunfels. There you go. We had got in town at like maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. We was up at 7, ready to go to his conference.
Yeah.
It was a pretty awesome conference.
And not only that, they sat there through the whole thing. Poor Bubba was on the front row.
We was talking about that.
Yeah, he couldn't doze off for a little bit. He was like he had VIP seating. That was the only time he didn't want to win VIP seating. And he was on the front row, eyes wide open the whole time. And you were the same way. You had your eyes wide open. Brittany with B-Flow was over there. She was doing her thing. And that's pretty impressive. To 3 a.m., show up at 7, and we went till about midnight.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about midnight.
And again, it goes kind of back to Jacob's gratitude. Just he's grateful to be around. He's grateful to be around people, be around this team, be around. I love what Claudia said. Community. It is a community. 100%. This is our community. If it's a positive community, we made it that way. If it's a negative community, we made it that way. We've chosen to make this very positive, very uplifting, and very powerful. Yeah. But we also set a benchmark. what you notice, and that is we work hard.
Right.
We work hard. You were here this morning early dialing with us. How many appointments you set so far?
I think I'm at 6.
So he set 6 appointments. He got here this morning. What we do and outside this wall here is everyone's dialing right now, I think. But they all got here at 8 a.m. this morning. We connected our Zoom up with Andy down there in San Antonio, and we all get together and dial. So our community is very powerful and very loving, but we also have a bar of, hey, we work. Right. And you got to, because you can't sit beside B-Flow, because B-Flow sets 30 appointments and not set no appointments.
Right.
You're going to wear yourself out trying to act like you're busy sitting beside her, because she's going to out, set more appointments than anybody. So you're just grateful to be around here. And tell us when you and Bubba went to Lake Charles, how much business did y'all write?
I want to say it was around $15,000.
15,000 AP. And then last week you went out on your own. So I'm ready to roll.
Right.
This is my turn. I'm going to go do this thing. And I'm going to back up. I got to say something. We put Brandon in the car with Bubba because he's grateful. And I got to stress that, because a lot of times people say, hey, can you put so-and-so in the car with one of your guys? And can they hang around my family a little bit? I want to see if they're going to be grateful for this 1 day of training, 2 days of training, 3 days of training. I'm not just, that's Bubba's money, right? Bubba's got to be successful out there. So who's he putting in the car with him? He's got to put someone that's just grateful, like, man, I'm just glad to be here. And he's always helping and all that stuff. But anyhow, you went out on your own this week. Tell us about that.
I went on my own.
Be transparent.
Right. I had 10 appointments. Out of those 10 appointments, I had 4 people that I actually sat down with. I did struggle going on. I had the first 3, I didn't sell anything, but I realized kept saying the same thing. I had got on the phone with Bubba. I was like, hey, I'm out in the field. Things not going well. But then he had told me exactly what to fix and exactly what I was saying wrong. I went to my next house and I was full of energy, because that's my thing. When I'm in the field, I want to be full of energy, give everybody the same type of energy as the first person. And it just went well. So I had sold that policy. It was around like $750, $800 AP. Yeah.
And I love that. Pay attention to what he said. I sat with these over here. I called Bubba and I basically said, I'm doing something wrong.
All right.
Man, if we could train everybody that way. Most people, no kidding, you don't get this, and I probably shouldn't tell you, and you ignore it when I say it. Same with you, Enrique. A lot of people call us up and say, these leads ain't no good. They'll do something like that to me. I'm like, well, I can't. We're done. This conversation is over. I've tuned you out. I'm listening to music right now. You're still talking to me, but I don't hear a word you're saying. But when someone says, hey, I'm struggling, I need some help. Ooh, yeah, that's what you're looking for. Someone to say those words, right? And yeah, man, we're honored and blessed to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
Tell us, born and raised where?
So I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I moved to Chicago maybe when I was like 10 or so. I lived all the way there, pretty much to high school. Then I moved out here. And when I came out here, I pretty much seen like a different side of town where it was like a lot of opportunity out here and stuff like that. And that's one of the main reasons why I was quick to jump into my own business. I feel like it's like a second chance I have. So I just didn't want to ruin my second chance.
That's cool. And mom and dad, were they married back in home and they stay back in Milwaukee?
No, my parents moved out here too.
Oh, they moved out here too?
Yeah, they're the ones that moved us out here.
Okay.
It's kind of a good thing because we always talk about this. It's like a good chance for us to change our family cycle that me and my older brother have. So every day that we go out, that's what we think about. Like, this could be a new area for us rather than the same repeated cycle.
When you say change the family cycle, what are you trying to change?
Just a different lifestyle, I guess. A lot of my family live in lower areas. In those areas, there's not as much opportunity as you see when you're in the urban area.
Yeah. You just want to rewrite the
right. Like, instead of dropping out of high school doing this and that, we have college graduates in our family or business entrepreneurs or so and so. I feel like everybody's different. Like I tell my mom, I feel like she gave us so much freedom. That's why she got a lot of entrepreneurs rather than college degree people.
Yeah.
I feel like a college degree is a safe route.
Yeah.
They're telling you go to school this many years, you're gonna make $100K.
Yeah.
Whether when you're an entrepreneur, there's no ceiling to that.
Yeah.
But I feel like it all started when I was 13, 14. You know, my mom gave me a bank account for Christmas. Like I opened the card, it was
That's
a dang
cool.
credit card. She was like, you're gonna learn how to handle your finances.
I love your
And then,
mom.
you know, next after that, I mean, she was like, go get a job at Cowboys. You only gotta be 14. Okay. I worked at Cowboys. I was a vendor, you know.
Yeah.
I ended up being a beer vendor out of that. But after that, you know, she fed us if we needed to be fed.
Yeah.
But you know, she kind of made it on us to take care of yourself. You know, you need to go handle this stuff with your bank. You need to go feed yourself. You need to go do this and that and that.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I graduated, it just put me a lot of steps ahead of some of my other classmates.
Yeah.
Just as far as in the business aspect.
I can't wait to meet his mother. I want to hug her. What a leader she is to educate you that way and say, hey, here's a credit card or a bank account at the age of 13, and you can go get a job and all that stuff.
Right.
What a warrior is. She lives here in Dallas.
Yes.
I thought they stayed in Milwaukee. So your whole family still.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, I have like you know, my grandma and cousins and stuff that still live back there, but everybody's slowly moving down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come visit us. They're like, oh, it looks
a little warmer. A little warmer.
Yeah, it's a lot warmer.
I love this young man. We're having so much fun. Him and I had a great talk yesterday about black and white issues, and like we don't get into arguments and fight about it. We just have adult.
And then we realized our favorite person is David Goggins. That was my favorite person. That's his favorite person. If you haven't read his books, you should go read them or just go on YouTube, type his name in.
Yeah.
He got so much motivational stuff.
Yeah.
He calls it, it's not even motivational. It's what do you say?
I forget.
Yeah, but
we can't use too many of his words right now. We're being recorded.
Yeah, he's a string.
All right. Well, that's Brandon. We absolutely love this guy. I'll let you and Enrique switch out while I talk to my man Andy. My man Andy from San Antonio. This young man has an impressive story. I tell you what, I think he floored some people when we were talking to him in New Braunfels, and you've always impressed me, but you're kind of that definition too, Andy, of just kind of hanging out with the team. You're grateful to be around the team. I think was the first time I met you, were we at Top Golf?
Yes. The first time we had met was at Top Golf.
Yeah. And just, you know, you're 23 right now, right?
Yes, sir.
You're 23. And the way he thanked me when we were all leaving, he just thanked me for inviting him and paying for Top Golf. And you'd be surprised, Andy, how many people don't do that. And you were and the way you were doing it just came from a very grateful place. Your heart was pure. I was like, man, what an incredible young man this guy is. And then we got to know you a little bit more, and I'm going to let you tell a little bit about your story, but how long you been here? Give us your name and all that good stuff. Okay.
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. This is just truly an honor to be invited on this TWC. My name is Andres Ruiz. I go by Andy. I am part of the Young Millionaires leader, Tyler Budd. I was born and raised in Forward, Texas. I'm currently 23 years young. Just grateful to be here. Grateful for the experience, the people I'm around. And I was a collegiate athlete back in college. And the word team was different once I stepped into Paul's organization. This team is just unbelievable. And the excitement and energy that's around here is truly what a team should be. And it's just crazy from being in Fort Worth, being around my parents, and how they weren't able to come up with the money at times, but they somehow did, to being able to have this opportunity. It's just mind blowing. Like sometimes I have to pinch myself to see it just really like happening. Being around Tyler, being around Kelly, being around Jeff, being around you, Paul, it's just unbelievable. And I'm still trying to kind of wake myself up, because I feel like I'm just going to wake up here pretty soon. Yeah, I'm super glad to be here, super glad to be a part of this organization you have built.
And you got some house stories in your background, kind of like Brandon, a little different route. You've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. And you had talked to me about earlier about it was your dad for his hard work. Kind of explain a little bit about that.
So my dad really just came up from nothing. Both my parents came up from nothing. Again, really poor, but they've held together, put their minds together, and built a company called B&R Roofing. So that's where I got my work ethic from, is seeing my parents give it all and give everything into their business. And so me, my brother, and my dad, all three of us bought a property back in 2019, and we bought it for $100,000. We spent about $8,000 putting into it to fix it up, and we sold it the very following year for $240,000. So it was hard work. The heat really was terrible. So I just look back at that time and just see, this is where I don't want to be. So that's why I'm moving forward into this awesome organization.
Yeah. The age of 23 has already sold a home. That's pretty impressive. That's not pretty impressive. That's just daggum superstar, rock star status right there. Thank you. And I can't wait to meet your parents too and think, oh, wait a minute. I met your mom.
Yes. Yeah, she went to the convention.
Yes, I met your mother. And I think I hugged her and thanked her because she just has raised an incredible young man. And I look forward to just getting to know you a little bit more. But so you've been hanging around the team. You're the exact same way as the other two folks that have been talking. You're grateful to be here. Tell us a little bit about your numbers. You're having some outstanding numbers getting going with us.
So I started full time in June, and coming into it, I was just I didn't believe in myself. But thank you to Jeff and Kelly for actually believing in me and seeing more than I did. July, I won the banner for the 15,000. That was just truly amazing to see, like, oh, I can actually do this. You know, I was belittling myself this whole entire time, and just this industry really tricks you into pushing yourself and putting your work down and in front of you. And I think on this month as well, I'm on track to win, I guess, hypothetically win another banner. But just being consistent, putting your head down, being around a team that wants you to succeed, that see a lot in you, it's truly motivating. And it just makes me work a lot harder than I think I am. So, yeah, I mean, that's just awesome. 2 months back-to-back, 15,000 that you paid. So, yeah, I'm really still shocked about what I've done.
Yeah. So pretty much brand new. July, you go 15K issue paid. August, 15K issue paid. Brand new. That right there is impressive. And I forgot to talk about Brandon and Jacob and Claudia about this, but you're also building an organization. Jacob and Claudia are building an organization, as well as Brandon's building an organization. They're both bringing some superstar rock stars into our family. They edify properly. So when they bring people here, it's just so easy. But you're also building. Tell us a little bit about your building.
So when I first started, I didn't have anybody under me. And it's just, like I said, it's just crazy. Once you put your head down and start working, you start seeing what you're building. And thank you to Tyler and Kelly helping me. I believe now I have more than 4 people under me. So it's just, like I said, crazy. Just when you put your head down, you start building and just seeing that come to life. Like, this is what I am doing. And it's just unbelievable. And we are all going for the same goal. NatCon, we're all getting a ring. We're all saving this finger for something. So we're going, Paul. We are going. No questions about it. So I can't wait to see everybody up there getting their rings.
Yeah. It's just such a breath of fresh air with all these everybody I've just spoken to. And it's your gratitude. And could you have possibly imagined, Andy, and that 2 months ago when you started, right, that you would have had this success? And then more importantly, you got people that are in your car that you're training already. I mean, would you have seen 2 months ago, would you have seen yourself as a trainer?
No, not at all. Not at all. And even 2 months ago, being able to talk in front of people was not me. I could not talk to people for the longest until I stepped into this. I met different people. I've been trained and brought up by amazing people that I'm a totally different person than back in June. And I'm really thankful and super proud of myself. My mom told me how much she's proud of me. My beautiful wife Fabby tells me she's proud of me every single day. And it's just, hey, I'm really doing this.
Yeah. I feel horrible. We should have had Fabby on here. My bad.
She's back home with her mom. Her mom came into town, so she's back spending the day. She's watching. So make sure she's watching me, still supporting me. She's always with me. No matter here physically, she's always here.
Yeah. You got an incredible wife there. That's for sure. Well, ma'am, again, we're just so thankful to have you. It's an honor. You know, it was an honor meeting your mother. I can't wait to meet Fabby's mother, Fabby's family. It's gonna be fun because to me it's an awesome responsibility. I don't take it lightly. God said, "Hey, Paul, here's these incredible." Because I was not, I was not who y'all were at y'all's young ages, and that's why I'm blessed that y'all are part of my deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, holy cow, how did this happen? I was not good. And to have such shining stars, such young shining stars, it tears me up, man, when I'm thinking about it. Just y'all are the future, and I'm happy about the future. That's kind of what Brandon and I were talking about yesterday. I was like, man, the future's looking good because y'all's generation, y'all are on fire, man. Y'all work hard. You almost work as hard as the traditionalist generation. That's the World War II kids. Y'all are working that hard, couple of jobs. You're not afraid to work. You don't complain about working. Now, the news and the media, if you watch that garbage, which we don't, they'll tell you that y'all's generation is lazy and all y'all do is get on TikTok and Instagram and flip flop and all that stuff. But yeah, y'all do get on that stuff, but it doesn't stop y'all from charging and working hard. Y'all are some hard chargers, and the future of America is looking great with you guys coming up and helping us build this thing. So I'm excited. Y'all are my news. I watch y'all and I see how the future looks, and I feel very, very good about it. I feel about my personal kids, Tori and Randy. They're hard charging entrepreneurs. They're not afraid to work 4 or 5 jobs to make things happen. What a blessing. What a blessing. Andy, you want to end with anything, my friend?
Just want to say thank you to everybody. Jacob, Alma, thank you guys for, you guys don't know this, but you guys are motivating me every day to be able to push myself. Thank you, Tyler Bott, Jeff and Kelly, Haney/Turner. That'll change pretty soon. Thank you to San Antonio, Dallas crew for everything. You guys motivate me to do better and be better for myself every day.
You're doing the same for us, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We have Kike in the house. Man, this gentleman showed up to our office and said, "What do I got to do?" And shows up and just kind of hung out. Did he do like you did a little bit and dialed with us for watch people dial? Tatiana? Yeah. So he hung out. He's on Tatiana's team. And he just kind of hung out, listened to his dial. And how many times did you come up here and actually listen to his dial before you started dialing?
It was that same day.
That same day?
That same day.
In my head, I got you coming for a couple of times. Okay, my bad. So the day that he got here to watch us dial, he also dialed. That's impressive. But Enrique is his real name. We call him Kike. He last week was your first week out in the field. Yeah. Last week was his first week out in the field. I'm going to say some things about him if he don't say it, but tell us about, first, born and raised, mom and dad, and how old are you?
So I was born and raised here in Dallas, a little city called Carrollton. Been here all my life, graduated in Carrollton too. My mom, my dad, they do the typical, Hispanic, work where my dad does landscaping and my mom does, cleaning houses. But I look up to them. They both are entrepreneurs, and in my eyes, because they both have their own businesses in each field that they're in. And pretty much before I came onto the Lions, I was also working with my dad in the landscaping field.
Yeah. So hard workers. They've given you that work ethic. to go out and take over the world and build things and do things. So incredible. Like I want to hug both of them right now for setting that example. I mean, so far, all of y'all's parents, I had my mom, she did a phenomenal job with me as well. But so far, both your mom and dad, which I think is a little weird that all y'all's parents are still married. Y'all are like dysfunctional. Me and Tati are the only normal ones in the room, right? Yeah. Our parents are divorced a couple times. That's the way this thing works. But y'all are like the dysfunctional ones. but so cool that both your mom and dads are working so hard and setting the example for you. And the reason I tell y'all this is you're next. You're it. Don't be proud and excited for what your mom and dad did for you. And I think it was Brandon said he even wants to change it even more and help his family tree blossom and go even further. But y'all are next. And what example are y'all going to set? And not only what example y'all going to set for your future children. Of course, you have a 3-year-old. But what example are you going to set for the people you bring in this business? I'm watching y'all, and y'all are setting great examples. Continue to do that. Don't ever get lazy on that. Just like all of y'all watched your parents, and that's why y'all are successful. Your people that you bring into this business, they're going to watch you, and they're going to pick your bad habits and your good habits, and it's up to you. How are they going to look up to you through your work ethic? Or are they going to say, I don't know about this, right? So it's all up to you. But back to Kike. And so last week, you came in here. Well, it was the week before you tried to set some appointments too, right? No? Do I got my times mixed up?
Pretty much I came in a week earlier. Yeah, I was kind of like, doing some rework leads, just kind of like getting that like experience.
Yeah.
And, getting set with all my carriers and, ready to go for this week that I'm actually like planning to dial with some, current leads and, just having everything set up. And
I remember what I'm thinking about now. You came to our sales meeting on Monday and I asked everybody, what's your goal for Wednesday? Because we're going to compete with San Antonio and Austin and McAllen, Laredo. Right. You know where I'm going with this, right? Yeah. And everybody was saying 25, 30 appointments. So Enrique went ahead and threw out, what was your number?
I said 20. I said 20.
So very confidently 20. And then when he got here dial time on Wednesday, he's like, that's a big number, baby. What have I done? And we were like, Enrique, it's up to you, bro, because like you're part of our goal number. And if we don't hit our goal number, and man, did you turn it on.
Yeah.
But before we talk about turning it on, let's be transparent. I remember walking by you when you were setting appointments and you were right there by Tati because she was watching you set, she was training you, and you was all over the place.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Tell us about your first couple of dials. Like what was going on in your brain? Were you sweating? Were you freaking out? What was going on?
All right. So, first thing I did was walk up in here and I already had in my head that, I was going to listen to Tatiana and, a couple of the other people here in the office and, kind of see how, what they were thinking while, they were, talking with clients. And as soon as I kind of like was kind of confident about it, I went ahead and just started dialing myself. And, I tried so much. Like I had a little notebook. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I tried writing everybody's scripts, and it got to a point where I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just use a little bit of something from everybody, and just create my own. And eventually it just kind of clicked. After I got that script down, and like I said, I'm still, I don't memorize it, 100%, but at least, I have it written down so I kind of know when I need to go back and take a look at it again and, a refresher. But yeah, pretty much.
And then you were sitting beside Brandon and Brandon kept yelling out, he's a natural, or what were you saying about him?
I tell him all the time that he's going to be special in this business.
Yeah. Brandon tells him all the time he's going to be special in this business. And that's what the team does, man. He's sitting there telling him how special he's going to be in this business. You're not on Brandon's team, but that's what the team does, right, Andy? That's what the team does, Jacob, right? Hey, you're going to be special. You're going to be this, you're going to be that. And before the end of the night last Wednesday, you got pretty confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. In fact, he cut his hair off.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Monday, he looked different. Then comes back Wednesday to dial with us. He cut all his hair off. What's up? Why'd you cut your hair off?
Pretty much, I cut my hair because I wanted to look presentable for all the clients that I was prepared to go meet, and it's just one of those little things where you kind of feel successful actually, like taking care of your image and stuff.
That's beautiful. And not one of us said you need to cut your hair. Not one of us made him feel bad. Not one of us picked on him. Now, I didn't care. I mean, y'all see, many of y'all that are watching this have seen how long hair I've had, but I just thought it was pretty respectable that he was like, hey, there's a certain image around here that everybody presents themselves very confidently. Their self-image is very high. I want to raise mine. So boom, there you go. Cool. And then again, it was so much fun. It was fun watching him Wednesday night at the end. It was just so much fun at the end Wednesday night. And Andy, you're going to get that blessing because you keep building your team. And Jacob and Claudia, I'm watching y'all build your organization and call lists of names and getting Phil to work in depth and all that stuff. Y'all are going to build big organizations. And it's going to really touch your heart when you see someone come in at the beginning of the day, like Kike, and struggle. And then by the time the day's over, just in one day, guys, in one day, his confidence just shot through the roof. And it was like, Andy, it was like no doubt he was going to write business that weekend. There's just no doubt. And we know that when you go in the field, it's a whole different animal because now you went back down to being scared again, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. By the way, tell your team this when you hire him. You're going to fail at first. It's okay, man. We're going to have some fun doing it. We're going to joke about it. We're going to laugh about it. But for sure, he felt so. Tell us what you wrote last week, your first week out in the field.
So last week I did 2 contracts, my first 2 contracts, and it was about 1,300 for both of them. AP. So 1,300 AP first week out there. Yeah. Yeah. You had to add that in there. We should have added that in for Brandon. Brandon's feeling a little left out right now. What about me? But man, congratulations, dude. And you got a 3-year-old daughter. What's her name? Her name is Destiny Hernandez.
Destiny Hernandez. And you've got a girlfriend that's actually watching right now.
Yeah, supposedly. Yeah,
she's proud of you. She's watching, dude. She's proud of you. Yeah. I'm excited. What do you? Have we talked about what you want to do different for your family? Have we hit you on that yet, or was that just Brandon?
I don't believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Brandon.
Yeah. Well, what about you? What do you want to do differently for Destiny? And what's your girlfriend's name?
Yancy.
Yancy. Okay. Yeah. Well, what do you want to do different for your family going forward?
I just want to be able to provide for them as much as I can and make sure they have they're set with things that they need and want, and pretty much just lead by example, and that's pretty much it.
Good. Did we tell them what your age is yet?
No, it's 23.
23. Awesome, man. Awesome. And you said your family they did the traditional Hispanic lawn mowing and what'd you say?
And housekeeping.
Here's an assumption. Watch this, guys. Do you consider yourself, and let me answer all the questions, ask all the questions. Do you consider yourself American, Mexican American, or Mexican American, or Mexican?
Mexican American, I gotta say, but American, Mexican American. I don't know. Yeah.
And the reason I say that is start asking people that question when you get to meet them. You'd be surprised. You'd be shocked. Because some you might assume, and you might say something like I remember when I was young in this business, I was running business in Miami, and she said her family was from Mexico. And when I was going to ask her the question, so you're Mexican? She goes, no, I'm an American. She got like mad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't assume, because then other people go assume they get mad that no, I'm Mexican American. They're proud of that heritage. So it's always great just to ask questions to get to know your team, your family, know who they are, where they stand. Don't argue with them. I can't believe you think, no, that's you're cool either way. You'd like Mexican American, you fine. Right?
Right.
All right. Man, we're not done yet. We got one more. We got one more superstar, don't we?
Yeah.
Your leader.
My leader.
Your leader. We got her yet. And this could be powerful. You might want to get some tissues, right?
For sure.
For sure. Give it up for my man, TK.
All right.
Proud of you, dude.
See ya.
All right. So next up, we have Tatiana, Todd, Hottie Toddy. I've heard of Tater Tot.
Tater Tomater.
Tater Tomater.
TT.
TT.
Tot.
Tot. We got too many nicknames for her. T2.
T2.
T2. TNT. Yeah.
TNT.
TNT. We got it all. But so you're kind of like, you're no longer the rookie around here no more. You're like the veteran.
I know. Rookie and a vet. That's what Drake said. I think it was Drake. I don't know.
Pull that microphone a little closer to you. But yeah, Tatiana has she's touched all of our hearts up here. She's got an incredible story. I'm going to talk more at the end here about winning and just staying on the team. You are what you overcome. That's who you are. I mean, personally, I don't think we're Mexican American, African American. I don't think we're any of that. I think we are what we overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are what we overcome. And we are what we do every day.
Absolutely.
We are what we do on a daily basis. That's why we always say consistency compounds. And so Tatiana's got an incredible story, incredible young woman. She smiles. I know she goes through stuff, but she's a light here at the office, right? Yeah, she's definitely a blessing here at the office. People want to be around her because she does have that outlook on life. She's got that gratitude that everybody else has got. And so I'll just ask you, Tatiana, tell us a little bit about. You're not from Dallas, but tell us a little bit about your upbringing and all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, first, I just want to start off by saying that everybody here today is amazing. Yeah. Amazing. I literally watched Jacob come into the office and literally just soak it up with his heart open and just willingness to receive whatever you got to give me. I'm here just, lay it on me. And he just was all ears and a smile and positive light in the office. So I'm acknowledging you for that. And Andy, I see you all the time going hard, you and your wife online, and you guys are just really out there fighting hard. And I just admire that. I admire your strength. I admire your resilience and your drive to just go and keep building. And then those of us here in this office is definitely a family. Brandon, we're texting each other while we're in the field. We're lifting each other up. We're speaking life into each other because we know what it takes to be out there and what it feels like. And I couldn't do it without them. And then Enrique, I'm just so fired up about him. He came in here with a vision and he said that he was going to go hard and this is what he was going to do. And he went out and did it this weekend. So that was awesome. And Paul, I'm just grateful for you. And I couldn't even put the words together to say what I would do without you and how walking into this door has literally changed my life. My name is Tatiana. A lot of you guys will see online that I go by Tatiana King. Initially, my biological father's last name is McKenzie. So legally, that's my last name. My biological dad is how I reference him because he's not in my life. He was abusive to my mom when I was a kid. So she met my dad, Gino King, rest in peace, late December 2019. She met him when I was 3 years old, and that was my father figure. Growing up, my mom, she was like the black sheep of her family. And she was around the dope game, I guess you would say. And my dad was a drug dealer. Everybody she grew up with, she knew a little bit about a hustle. My grandfather was from Croatia, came over here. So he used to be in the trade and travel a lot. She still wanted to make him proud. So she went to school and got her dental assistant license. She got addicted to drugs at a young age. And probably about the 4th grade is when I realized she was using drugs. I know she used to sell it, but I realized she was using drugs and kind of falling off. She was getting beat by boyfriends and things like that. And then I ended up in the foster care system. I had a couple amazing foster moms, 2 of which I'm still in contact with till today. Oh, and cool. I was just blessed to have that, somebody come into my life in a bad situation and show me that just because you come from this is not normal. You don't have to do this. There's other things out there for you. So I've always wanted more. I don't think it really, I was kind of maybe an angry kid, a violent kid, a little bit. I used to fight a lot. And so that was the trouble, just kind of growing up fast with not a lot of guidance. But I always was like ambitious, outgoing, loving, caring at the same time. So really just fighting to find myself and find my way in the world. And then I always wanted to be a rapper. My foster mom was a gospel rapper. And so that's kind of how I started getting into music. She was a gospel rapper and I used to perform her songs with her.
Beautiful. This is a foster mom?
Yeah, this was a foster mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So it's a lot. So I'm trying to appreciate you guys' patience. I'm trying to be candid here. So give me grace. But yeah, so started rapping with my foster mom and then just kind of going through that rebellious phase. And actually this was probably the most place that I loved to be, but I kind of ran away. And this was seventh grade. Yeah. And I got put in another foster home where this lady was terrible. I don't know. She had us in the church, but she wasn't a church lady at all. Okay. I was sleeping on a cot. I felt like Annie in the orphanage, but it was okay. It was okay. I had a good church family. When I went to church, the people there were awesome. I'm still in close relationships with them till today. And then my mom ended up getting sober. She found out she was 6 months pregnant when she was full blown on crack, found out she was 6 months pregnant, called her mom and was like, I need to do something. So she went to a sober living house for pregnant women in Santa Cruz. So she went through the program, got clean, and she got me and my brother, Gino, back out of the system. And so we went to live with her. And this was probably now freshman year in high school. I'm in Santa Cruz, California. Originally, I'm from California. I was born in Portland, raised in Northern California. A lot of back and forth moving all over the years. So we're now in Santa Cruz. This is freshman year in high school. Somehow my mom's really good with finessing the system. I don't know. We lived in a mansion in a place called Scotts Valley. When I tell you have to drive up the hill, it was 3 stories. I don't know how we went from poverty, my mom just getting off of drugs, and she's using her Section 8 to pay for this mansion in Scotts Valley. Crazy. I don't know. So freshman year in high school, when you use, you find other things. When you're an addict, you find other things that you put your addiction to. So she started partying a lot and drinking a lot. But at this point, I'm in high school and I'm like, hey, I get to do what I want. So who cares, A little bit moving fast forward there. Went to live with my dad because it was more of a structured place to be. And my mom was kind of getting back into the drugs again. Gino.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So I moved to Salinas, which is Central California, and I went to school out there sophomore year. Lived with my dad, and he was still selling drugs. That's all I ever knew him to do. I think my stepmom was a prostitute. And he was honest. Like, he made us do our schoolwork. You're going to be better than me. You got to go out there and get it. You focus, this and that. And then he ended up, I had a boyfriend. He didn't like that. And I was getting fights a lot too. So I got kicked out of school and I had to go to homeschool. And so I was like, I had to go check in every Tuesday. And so one day I was like, can I go hang out with Dante? That was my boyfriend. And then he's like, well, I'm not taking you. And I'm like, okay, well, he can come pick me up. And then we got into it basically. And I told him he wasn't my dad. And when I told him he wasn't my dad, he choked me and slammed me against the wall. And he was like, you can get out. You're going to be a crackhead like your mom and all of these things, and kicked me out. So then I was forced to go move back with my mom. When I moved back with my mom, this is fast forward. This is my senior year. I moved back with my mom. I just had my mind made up. I'm not staying here. I'm going to get out. I'm going to be famous. I'm going to go pursue my rap career. I'm going to go back to Sacramento. I'm going to go to school out there, and I'm going to just pursue this music career. And so I worked hard and I got my GED because my credits weren't going to transfer from California to Oregon, where I was at. And I graduated and I moved to Sac 2 months later. Got my own apartment. And when I moved out there, I met Brianna Fagan, which is another person who has changed my life tremendously, because that's who introduced me to her mother, which is Sakita Roberts.
Oh,
and
cool.
Sakita Roberts is how I even ended up here today.
Yeah.
That is my godmom, and that woman has went through hell and high waters to pour into me, to really speak life into me, and to just battle with me when I was ungrateful and I had no idea why she was doing what she was doing. And I'm looking at her like, I'm grown. My own mama don't talk to me like this. And I'm saying things and she's telling me, you don't have to be this way. You don't have to live this life. Ask yourself, yourself why. God has called you, Tatiana. He has purpose for you. You have to see it. So, I remember one day she was like, everything that I'm saying to you, light bulbs are going to click on and it's going to make sense one day. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, you're crazy. And so kind of fast forwarding here, I actually end up kind of doing a sense of loyalty wasn't there with me and Brianna. And I kind of did something that was like betrayal to her, and I lost my family. And then I was out in this world by myself for a couple of years. And when I tell you, it just makes you look at yourself and you just learn that you really honor and respect those people who honor and respect you. Because when I left out of that covenant, I went into the world blind, and there was people around me who were not for me, and they acted like they were for me. And they just brought me into a different type of lifestyle where I was 21 and we were clubbing and doing things like that. But in the midst of all that, somebody was using me just to get somewhere. And I end up getting belligerently drunk and drinking and driving, and we crashed. And we crashed because I was arguing with them, and it was raining outside, and I lost control of the car. And from there, my life was completely transitioned because now I'm 21. I just crashed and got a DUI. And they pressed charges, and it was a felony charge. So now I'm 21. I have a felony offense. I don't have family to help me take care of this. I'm fighting in court to figure out if I'm going to go to jail or not. And I don't know how I'm going to get through it. Now, granted, my mom, she did come. She got money from my grandfather to help bail me out. So my mom, she has made a lot of mistakes, but she will do whatever she can for her kids. And she came, and she was the one who bailed me out. And I fought the case for a while, but I ended up still having to go to jail. And I had to go for 6 months. And that was scary. But you know what? It was probably the best thing that ever happened to me, because my foster mom that I told you guys about, she gave me these 3 books, and she said, read these books. And those books changed my life and my perspective. And I was able to find a place of stillness and meditation and really allow God to speak to me. And I expanded my mind. I never liked to read before, and now I read every day. I'm reading 3 books at one time right now. And it's really just helping me strengthen my inner being and my mind, and really to just come out here and be able to pour into other people and fight this fight every day and strive for something bigger, because my life depends on it. My brother's lives depend on it. My mom's life depends on it. I'm breaking generational curses.
Yes, you are.
And, God told me when I was in jail, he said, if you wouldn't listen to me in the world, I'm going to take you to the wilderness. So you have no choice but to listen to me. So I was still, and I listened. And ever since then, I've hit the ground running, and just kind of fast forwarding. I remember one day Sakita was like, we're moving to Texas. And I looked at her like, there's no way in heck I'm moving to Texas, and she was like, and yeah, you're going to be a businesswoman. I'm like, yeah, you're crazy. I'm going to be a rapper. And, and then, a lot of other things have happened along the way, but I just continue to try to be the best version of myself, and to master myself, and forgive myself, and be compassionate with myself, and be patient with myself, and listen more than I speak, and really just absorb what other people have to give me, and be grateful. And I wrote my wrongs with myself first, and then I went back and wrote my wrongs with everybody else. And now when I wake up every day, I just put my best foot forward, and I still battle, with, self-image and self-doubt, but I know that I'm great, and I'm going to be great here, and I'm going to be successful here, because it's more than just me. The people that I have access to by just being on this platform is crazy. I read a book by John Maxwell, 10 Things That Successful People Do, and I couldn't think of anything else that I was more passionate about than pouring into people. And Paul, you do that every day. You get up there in front of everybody and you speak life into them, no matter what the attitude is in the office, no matter what anybody is saying, no matter what faults they're showing. You see the light in them and you speak life into them. And I'm grateful for that example, because I one day would love to be in your position to be able to speak to masses of people and be received in that manner, to where I'm really just pouring into them and letting them know they can be as big as they want to be, and that their dreams are endless and they can make it happen here. And we have a simple system set up that you can be successful in. And if you can do it, anybody can do it. So
you weren't supposed to make me cry. Yeah, thank you, Andy. Yeah, good job. Yeah, what's crazy is when she talks about getting in fights and stuff like that, and we all know her as this care. I mean, none of us probably could imagine her getting in a fight. She's one of the most gentle, beautiful human beings we've met. It's pretty weird, to think about. The reason I wanted her to share that with you is we talk about all the time. Everyone has a story. And before you go yell at someone to tell them to set 30, 40, 50 appointments, why don't you get to know who they are a little bit? Now, you don't find out everything at once. That's creepy and weird. It's creepy and weird for me to sit down. Okay, Tatiana, what we're going to do, this is our first time ever to meet. Come to my office and I'm going to learn everything about you. That's just stupid. And those aren't people skills. You get to know people over time. And there's little things that she would say. And like she just actually told me some stuff I didn't know about her. But there's little things she would say. And I would actually say to her is, how did you get out? Because you told me about your brothers doing hard time.
Yeah.
And I kind of started putting little things together. I said, and I didn't know about the felony and all that stuff at that point. And I said, how did you escape? Do you remember what your answer was? It was so beautiful.
I'm not sure.
You said something along the lines of you knew something was better for you or something like that. And that's how you knew you were going to get out of that.
Yeah, well, I always knew that there was something out there for me. I've always been an ambitious person, and I just strive to get that. So yeah, I've stumbled along the way, but I just knew that there was more out there, that this wasn't it, that, I didn't have to be like my mom and I didn't have to be like my dad and things like that. So
very touching story too, in that her ability to forgive the things that have happened to her. I don't know if y'all caught that, but that's so powerful. You'll get a person on your team and they can't dial and they're angry and they're mad. They're not grateful for anything. Enrique, when you start, or Brandon, when y'all start building, and the problem is they haven't forgiven something in their past. There's something they're holding on to in their past. They haven't forgiven to move on. And I mean, you just told me some things that I didn't know about that you've forgiven, but you also told me something very touching. It was Gino that passed away, but before he passed away, he was doing hard time, right?
yeah, so my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but even, and I didn't mention it, but when he got out of jail too, because he did like 10 years. And when he got out of jail, he changed his life. He went straight and narrow. He got a truck driving job. He got engaged. He was like a player, had a bunch of women. He settled down with one woman and he was talking generational wealth. He was speaking different and doing things different. And that was my best friend. So like,
and then you lost him.
And then I lost him like that.
Yeah, he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And again, she could be angry about that. She'd be mad. She'd be like, God, why didn't you do this? It's just, but she still carries, it's the same gratitude that Andy has when he comes to the office, Jacob and Claudia. It's that, like, I always say this, like when you're talking to a top producer, everybody wants to know what they're saying, but God, you need to know like what they're thinking, man. Like, how does she have such gratitude when you've heard some of the things that she's had to go through? She could easily have blamed that felony on her mother, her father, her sisters, her brothers. You don't have sisters, just brothers.
Biologically, yes.
Yeah. And I mean, there's so much she could have laid blame to, and we wouldn't have argued with her, right? We'd be like, yeah, you could lay blame there easily. But notice she doesn't do that. She somehow, some way stays grateful to the whole thing. And that's why she's becoming so successful around here. So you first got here. And I started talking to you about building an asset, building a business. And what'd you say to me, Paul? I don't want to recruit. I ain't recruiting. Get out of my face. Yeah, she's sweet and loving. She didn't do it that way, but she was like, I'm not recruiting. I'm just going to run some business and do my thing. And because you had a couple other, she's a little entrepreneur. She has a little business over here, a little business over there. And then she got the rapping thing. And then I'm not recruiting.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what you do for a living right now.
Oh, I'm a full-time recruiter here in the office, Monday through Thursday. And I love it. I believe in it now. I think, I just was a little scared.
Leaders, listen to me. Don't fight them when they say they don't want to recruit. Just shut up and walk away. That's cool, man. You can do it. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. You might be able to convince them right then and there. That's what people on Facebook are trying to do. They're trying to convince somebody. It ain't going to work. They still have the same opinion still, right? And so what I did instead, or what we did instead, what we do as a team is we just kept inviting her back. And now she's recruiting for me full time. But this fires me up. Tell them what you said to me, God, 3 short weeks ago about you personally producing. Be transparent with them. 3 weeks ago, tell me exactly how you told me.
I don't know. I was all over the place. So I'm not sure exactly what I said, but it was probably something along the lines of like, this is just not working for me. I might have to figure something else out on the side. I'm just not seeing the success that everybody else is seeing. I'm not saying I don't believe in the system. It's just not happening.
Yeah. And y'all all think I'm powerful and I'm loving 24/7. That's where I get a little unloving when people speak that type of stuff to themselves. I get a little angry. I'm like, don't you say that. You in fact, I think I ignored her for a little bit. I said, no, you're great at this. Shut up. But so that was 3 weeks ago. You started getting a little pep in your step. And this last Wednesday, you set the most appointments you ever set.
Yeah.
How many you set?
21 appointments.
21 appointments. This is what I love about it. Yeah. Thank y'all for clapping. This is what I love about it, Jacob. She didn't do it here in Dallas. She drove a couple hours one way to get to her first appointment. And she stayed in a foreign city. She slept down there, everything, right?
Yeah.
And that fires me up right there. So you did your first 21 appointments. How much did you write last week?
7 apps for 6,000 AP.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Just beginning.
Yeah.
And you ought to hear her confidence this morning, Jacob and Claudia and Andy. I mean, her confidence this morning. I mean, it's like off the charts. Like I even said to her, I said, hey, do we need to get you some more leads? No, I got enough. Get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. In fact, I went to look to see if my name was still on the door the way you talked to me. I was like, do I still run this place? I don't know.
He did.
I went out there. It's still on there. But I love that confidence. Yeah, thank you. All right, cool. I'm still in charge. Not in charge. It's still my place.
Right.
But I love that confidence now. And now we just got to feed off of that and build off of that and look at, this weekend being at 8,000, this next weekend being at 12,000, next week being at 14,000, and just kind of get to all new heights. And what's crazy is she's been training people reluctantly a little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't really ask her, will you train this person? I said, hey, put this person in your car this weekend. So a little, and I could see her face like, oh, like she wanted to say something. I'm like, no. But she trained people during a time back there. She goes, I don't know if I can do this. And imagine now when she gets someone in the car, her confidence, the training she's going to be able to do. And we're just so impressed by her. We're impressed by her story. There's more to her story. We haven't hit everything at all. When she tells you about her Gino going to prison, getting out, that's touching all by itself. But just a remarkable young woman. And the reason I have her tell you this is because, like I said, everybody's got a story. And what you want is for everybody to hang around the successful people in your family, in your team, in your community. Listen, leaders, you have to build communities. You have to go out and build these pockets of communities. I mean, you can scream and yell at them and tell them to set 40 appointments and scream and yell at them to do this and do that. But until you get them into a community of standards that are high, I mean, our standards are very high around here. And it just starts lifting everybody up. I mean, Enrique or Kike, his first, he just threw out there, I'll set 20, and,
Yeah.
And we were reluctantly adding that to our total number because we're like, I don't know, maybe take 10 off, you know what I'm saying? But he was pretty confident in it. So we put his 20 up there. And then today he came in. It's a different ball game today. How many are you going to set today? What'd you say? 15. And today he knows he's going to hit 15. Today he knows he's going to hit 15, right? And you got to get people to crawl before they're running. Don't slam 25, 30 appointments down. Just say, hey, let's build upon next week. Let's build upon next week. And again, I said at the very beginning, and I'll end with this, is winning is not, this is where some macho people are going to have a tough time with what I'm saying right now. Winning is not being at the top of the leaderboard. Yeah, sure, that is winning, absolutely. But winning is staying in the pack. Winning is showing up happy when you're not at the top of the leaderboard, but you're staying in there. You're staying in there. Like Jacob and Claudia, y'all got VIP seating at convention because y'all just stayed in the pack. They stayed in the pack. They stayed in the pack. If you just stay in the pack, if you stay in there, eventually you're going to get your success. I really wish everybody watched NASCAR. You'd understand this even more. But like in NASCAR, so often the fastest car doesn't win. So often. They just stayed in the pack. They just stayed right up in there. In fact, this last Sunday it happened. The guy that won the race on Sunday was not the fastest car. In fact, he wasn't even in the car make that all the other cars were in. The majority of the people in the top 10 were in Chevys. He was in a Ford. And because he stayed in the game, listen to me, guys, this isn't about NASCAR. Because when you stay in the game, Tatiana just stayed in the game. Jacob and Claudia, sorry, didn't mean to call you Alma. Jacob and Claudia, Claudia stayed in the game. And because she stayed in the game, she introduced this wonderful man, Jacob, to us. Andy just stayed in the game, right? Brandon stayed in the game. Brandon, you didn't tell me how long you've been here. Almost a year he's been here, and y'all think he's brand new. But he just kept coming around, and every time he'd come in, he'd smile. Every time he opened the door, like, yeah. And he just like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. I keep getting drawn back into this daggum building, and here I am. I'm going to get started this week, But he stayed in the game. Kike, he's just, he's getting started with brand new. Now, he really truly is brand new. Just staying in the game. Because when you stay in now, you can't stay in the game with a negative. Like in NASCAR, what happens is when you got to kind of stay in the game because you got to finish all the laps, but you get a bad attitude. And it's those drivers in the, about 15 to 40th place. They tend to cause a lot of wrecks because they get lazy mentally. Mentally, they just get lazy. And they say stupid things out of their tongue. And when they do that, they cause big accidents. They cause big wrecks. The majority of the big wrecks happen by people that just got bent out of shape. They weren't grateful no more. They were staying in the game because they were kind of forced to stay in the game, right? That's the same thing here. I watch people show up to convention. It's like they're forced. I'm like, bro, just don't buy a ticket next time. For crying out loud. Don't force. No one's forcing you. You stay in the game by just staying positive, and eventually you'll get catapulted to the front and you will be on top of the leaderboards. I'm not kidding. It happens all the time. It happens in sports all the time. I mean, in the NFL all the time. We talked about it Monday at our meeting. The guy catches the ball and intercepts it, and no one's going to tackle him. Well, this one person decides they're going to go tackle him, and they chase him down and they tackle him on the 1 yard line. And everybody's like, oh, that was just a waste. They're going to punch it in with 4 shots. And how many times have we seen them how to settle for a field goal and not get the touchdown? Because that one person decided to stay in the game, stay positive, and he just saved that team 4 points. And that wins the Super Bowl right there. That's a championship, man. And it's the same in life. It's the same around here. If you've been going to your local community, your local office, wherever you go, jumping on calls like today, jumping on calls like Friday, and you're in that community and you're in there and you got this bad attitude and you're looking at the leaderboard like, ugh, you're not staying in the game the way you need to stay in the game. All these folks that I have brought up here, they're staying in the game in a very positive light, right? And they're being positive to other people. And it's just the way it works. And it amazes me how often we think that if we're not at the top, then it's all over with. But then again, there's people that just keep hanging around and just positive. I'm going to give you a short story about myself, and I'm going to end. And I know Fitz is going to get a good laugh at this, and so is Andy Albright. There was a top 33 meeting in Dallas, Texas. This is probably back in 07, 08, 2007, 2008. It's called the top 33. And I was not in the top 33. I was not in the top 33. These are agency managers, okay? I was 34. I was number 34. And I begged Fitz to beg Andy to let me in because it was back here. It was in my backyard, right? And I'm guessing I did it in a positive way because somehow, some way, they got me snuck up in there. And I was part of the top 33/34. In fact, when Andy would get up on stage, or some of the other leaders would get up on stage and say, hey, welcome to the top 33/Paul. But I just stayed in the game, man. Just stayed in the game. I stayed positive. I was grateful that I got invited. I'm not patting myself on the back right now. Please understand that. I'm begging you, stay in the game, be grateful, and you're going to get what these folks are getting. I remember when she said, I remember when Jacob walked into our office. You're right. God, he was just, it's like the lighting in the room got brighter when he walked in because he was just so hungry and excited to be around us, and now his success, I mean, it's like every week they write like 5,000, 6,000, 5,000, 6,000, 5,000, 6,000, and they're just getting started. And they're building a big team, and they're going to go EVP, and they're going to get agency manager rings and EVP rings and all that. Stay in the game, man. It's winning is, and this is what I'm going to end with. Winning is showing up. Winning is just flat showing up. That's winning. If you're not at the top of the leaderboards, don't boo-hoo about it. Be fired up that you're still playing the game because your day's coming, and someone's going to catapult you to the front, and you're going to be there one day. Okay. And like our buddy David Goggins says, listen, I might not be number one all the time, but number one knows I'm always coming.
Absolutely.
Number one is not he's not looking at me as he'll never make it. Number one's like, oh man, that fool might make it. You know what I'm saying? And lo and behold, you make it. Love you guys. Thank you so much for having us on today's call. These guys are all right in business. We talked a lot about their personal stuff, because that's what it's all about for me. I want to know who they are. I want to know what makes them tick. I want to know how they were raised. Like, I want to hug all of their parents. I wish I could have met Gino. I'm friends with Sakita, thank God.
Yeah.
Sakita is the one that introduced us to Tatiana, as a matter of fact. And I still text her and tell her we miss her and we can't wait to have her back. And what's cool is Tatiana says, she's coming back. Don't worry. She'll be back soon. She'll be back. I didn't use Sakita to get to Tatiana. I was blessed to find Sakita. So she blessed me with Tatiana. And I want to honor Sakita for doing that. So, man, that's how you build depth. Everybody here from depth. Every single body is depth. It's how I treated someone. It's how Kelly treated someone. It's how Dr. Phil treated Abel and Alma. He treated them with honor and respect and dignity. And therefore, they blessed us with these two and beautiful young future of America folks right there. So, guys, go get yours, because we are definitely getting ours. Adios.
Thank you.
Adios. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.